Hi gang, and welcome to Revid.
Hi y'all.
Running Scared pairs Billy Crystal and Hoofer Gregory Hines as a couple of cops in Chicago. Here we see them in a car chase with a difference.
This guy crazy? Maybe he knows a shortcut.
Is that what I think it is? This might be a good time to decide just how bad we want Gonzalez. What are you doing? You're scaring the passengers.
He's bluffing.
Please be advised that a roadblock has been set up at the next exit. Use extreme caution.
4763. Pursuit has left the interstate. Now we're on the L. Try not to scrape the third rail, okay? There's about 600 volts in there.
It's not the voltage that gets you, it's the amps.
How many amps are there?
Enough to push a train. And shut up!
Sit back, Zorro!
Same thing happened to me last week. A winning combination that stands above the usual comedy thriller movies. I don't know if people can really laugh and smile with a gun pointed in their faces though, and that bends the credibility too much for me. 14 out of 20, worth a viewing.
I think Billy Crystal and Greg Hines make a believable and funny duo, which is fine because the story is much less interesting than the characters. The violence is slapstick, so really there's never any threat, but in its way, this movie is just as good as Beverly Hills Cop. The writing is even sharper than that. The comedy works here because the drama does. Even the smaller parts are written and played as if they really matter. Quality stuff. 16 out of 20.
The Morning After is next up and stars Jumping Jane Fonda as a one-time Hollywood starlet who has turned to the bottle, prone to blackouts and violence. My kind of woman.
Change my looks, will you? You met somebody, didn't you? Anybody I know?
Isabel Harding.
You're kidding.
No.
Harding? As in Pasadena?
Bel Air. I love her anyway.
Is she a client? Sometimes you do her in her home.
Once in a while.
Beautiful place, huh?
Beautiful enough, yeah.
All that money.
I got money.
Ah, but with the Hardings, it's so much more. There's all that breeding. Is that it? All that early American stuff?
I don't give a damn about all that early American stuff. But if you're talking about clout, yeah.
As whodunits go, this certainly isn't up there with the likes of The Jagged Edge or even Effects Murder by Illusion. It ambles along harmlessly. It's when you consider the talent on offer, though. You just know it could have been so much better. And ultimately, you don't give a toss who did do it. Sorry, Jane, no more workout videos for us, John. 14 out of 20, but those who do like this type of film will probably enjoy it anyway. Don't you think?
I think so. I think if you've seen your share of thrillers, and even if you've seen only one or two before, the only real surprise in this one will be the length of time it takes our heroes to figure it all out. My guess is that you'll get there before they do. That said, Sidney Lumet, hi Sid, has filmed Los Angeles in a way it hasn't been filmed before, beautifully and in no way resembling any pop video. So even if the story has more coincidences than thrills, it's a stylish landscape where Jay Bridges and Jay Fonda can act their socks off, and they do, you bet. I can imagine this movie being made in the 40s with James Stewart and Bette Davis, and there's a certain old-fashioned appeal here after you get past the fact that these characters are just going through the motions. Not a dud, but not a cracker either, and it's worth about 14 on the Fink scale.
And now to 84 Charing Cross Road, which stars Anne Bancroft and Anthony Hopkins as a New York writer and a London bookshop manager who strike up a correspondence that spans a lifetime.
We should like to express our appreciation in some way or other. So, We are sending by book post today a little book which I hope you will like. I remember you asked me for a volume of Elizabethan love poems some time ago. Well, this is the nearest I can get to it. Elaine Hamworth, with best wishes and grateful thanks for many kindnesses from all at 84 Charing Cross Road, London, April 1951.
To all at 84 Charing Cross Road, thank you for this beautiful book. I've never owned a book before with pages edged all round in gold. Would you believe it arrived on my birthday? I wish you hadn't been so over-courteous about putting the inscription on a card instead of on a flyleaf. It's the bookseller coming out and you were afraid you'd decrease its value. You would have increased it for the present owner, and possibly for future owners.
This is one for you romantics out there, both old and new romantics, like John next door. This is one of those videos ideally you should watch on a wet, cold Sunday afternoon. Curtains drawn, fire on, that sort of thing. Engrossing, charming, a little too slow moving perhaps at times. Bancroft and Hopkins are superb, with great support from the likes of Judi Dench and Maurice Denham. Miss it at your peril. It made me wish I'd persevered with my on the move lessons, because then I could have written letters like that to you, John. 18 out of 20.
There's something exciting about watching great actors embrace a beautiful script, and an enhanced excitement if they're doing it in front of a director gifted with real sensitivity. What's even better is that this isn't fiction. It's a real story about real people of deep feeling and deep understanding of themselves and for each other. Helene Hamp's sparky, aggressive intelligence teases and bullies the quiet, sensitive heart and mind of Frank Doel, and both Anne Bancroft and Anthony Hopkins convey complicated and convincing emotions with a smile, a look, a pause. This is the business, kids, and I have to mention, for your film buffs and buffettes out there, that the direction is just short of amazing. David Jones frames perfect pictures which give an even deeper dimension to the story. It made me cry, almost. 20 out of 20.
Pull yourself together, man. Women's Club features a young aspiring screenwriter who turns to entertaining the rich ladies of Rodeo Drive to make ends meet. Here we see him about to lose his job at a poolside party.
Cute.
Take good care of her. She's a classic.
Yeah, classic piece of junk.
This is my new line for fall. The DMZ collection, available on Rodeo Drive.
2 Perriers and a Charing soda.
I never believed that. At living room, the poor thing. Did you hear about Adele? She's been making it with her daughter's boyfriend. She really loves him. I'm pleased to announce we raised over $50,000. I'm absolutely overwhelmed at your enthusiastic response.
Rita, no salt, tequila sunrise, and
As a designer, it isn't often that one gets a chance to make a statement about the world and the changing roles of women. But I feel that I've done that this afternoon, and I thank you.
I remember when she was a cocktail waitress at the Playboy Club.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to.
Look back at the closet.
I'm sorry, that belongs to me.
This is yours? Here.
Hey, guys.
You ladies have been so wonderful. Nothing against alimony skippers is a very worthy cause.
This is the sort of film which makes American Gigolo look like the excellent film it is. It's not the real world, it's Toy Town with adults, humour without laughs, it's a no-no. That's one women's club I don't want to visit. 7 out of 20. Can you believe it?
I think his taste is improving. It's a movie about LA people, made by LA people and for LA people. If Los Angeles was a corporation, this would be their in-house movie. And in a way, LA is a company town. Movies are the local industry, and yet These characters are in the business. There's no imagination here. It's so stupid that if this movie was a person, it'd probably be Benny from Crossroads. It's about on a par with The Stud, but with less believable physical contact. 6 out of 20 for that.
I not know that, Miss Diane. The Crowley Cracker this week, it's got to be 84 Charing Cross Road. Make sure you see that.
Definitely 84 Charing Cross Road. See you next week.
And next week we've got amazing stories and the absolutely mega Little Shop of Horrors. Catch you then. Bye-bye.